Hello my friends, welcome to this week's Make and Take Craft. This week we are making magical potions. Yes. I'm so excited. We do crafts pretty regularly. I usually try to do them once a week, but sometimes crafts run a little longer. But I get a constant request for potion making, and since we're in spooky season right now, I'm so excited. We get to make potions as one of our make and takes. So here we go. So this week we're gonna make a couple potions. Now I already made a couple potions, obviously, but we're gonna make some more today. Here I have a petrified ghost. I have little ghost bits and there's some little googly eyes in there to make it look like an actual ghost, and I even have some of the ghost bits escaping. And then here we have spider legs. Yes, extra creepy. There's so many different ideas. But what we're going to do with our little kit today is we're going to start out with all of these magical things. I'm going to go ahead and explain one of the items really fast to make sure that you don't accidentally open that one until the very end. All right, so this one right here, there's all these little bags in here you see. There's like moss and this little shimmery stuff. And then we have some of our little, I'm going to call this fluff for making ghosts or whatever you'd like. I have some little googly eyes and of course some fun little sequins here. All right, quite exciting. Oh, there's also one more part. That would of course be a couple little spiders. These are little sequins as well, but they're just extra spooky, which I love. Okay, this right here, this bag that has some shimmery stuff in it, we're gonna be using this at the very end. And FYI, you will need a small paintbrush when we get to this point. Do not open this bag until the very end, okay? That's just my little warning for you. All right, everything else is pretty much free game. So these here are going to be for wrapping our little toppers on. These are going to be the little toppers for our little vials. Obviously, if you have corks laying around, you're welcome to do that. I like the look of the little paper toppers with the twine because I think it looks extra magical. So you have three little three little pieces of brown bag in here. You're going to take two of those and also set those aside with your twine, okay? And then this is going to be for making our labels. So you want to, as you're building your potions, you're going to want to start thinking about what the names of your potions are going to be. All right. So let's just start getting creative. Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing ideas. So we of course have our little fun sequins. These could be like this could be dragon money. These could be little dragon scales. These things here, the little moss, these ones could be spider legs. These could be gnome beard bits. We could have petrified eyeballs. This could be frozen water, which I guess would be ice. Haha. Someone had made this as witch's water. I mean, there's so many different ideas. This of course could be petrified ghost. It could be spider web. There's just, again, so many choices. All right, what will I do? Oh my gosh, I'm like put on the spot here. I didn't even think about this ahead of time. Well, I think one of my favorite ideas has to be the bit of a spider web. So I'm going to start building my little magical potion. Now, obviously, you can make whatever potions that your heart desires, and you might have things lying around your house that will also be great for making potions. So you can kind of start thinking about that. Maybe you have little glitters you've been wanting to use. Maybe you have some really cool, like, chicken bone that you want to use. I mean, who knows? All right, so you're going to need a little wooden skewer or some other pokey thing to press in your little potion ingredients. I'm going to put one of my little spiders in here. Now, of course, if you try to shove this in here, it might break its little legs off. You want to kind of bend it a little bit as you kind of slide that in. I'm actually going to use my skewer here to move my little spider around so that way I can actually see and enjoy it. And it might be kind of hard for you guys to see because these vials are extra spooky. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do for my first potion. Oh, I want to add some of the shimmery bits in here because I think that would make it extra spooky. All right, I'm going to use my bag here to just pour a little bit of this in. Obviously, if you have like some glitter, that would also be like a really fun little thing to add into your potions, but of course not required. All right. Oh yes, the shimmer is fantastic. All right, so I think what I'm going to call this is, I think it's going to be a petrified spider web. I think I like that. All right, so I'm going to recommend that you rip your paper to the right size before you write your label. Sometimes when we write our really magical label on this paper and then rip it down, it doesn't fit onto our vial. So I'm going to rip this ahead of time so it's the right size. All right, so here we go. I said petrified spider web. Is that what I want to do? Yes, it is what I would like to do. All right, so I'm going to use my black pen here and write petrified. Hopefully I'm going to spell it right. Petrified spider web. Yes, I love that. All right, and I always like to make my lettering look really fun and cool. I don't know about you guys, but I always think that one of the best parts about making spooky potions is to also make a spooky label. Something that some of my crafters and creators have been doing this week is adding little doodles to their labels, and I think that's really fun. Obviously you don't have to do that, but I of course have to because I love to make it spooky and fun. So I'm actually going to draw a little spider web down here at the bottom. Yes, oh my gosh, perfect. Well, I might do like a mini spider web here at the top too. Ooh, yes, very exciting. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I love that label. Okay, so now, and I have an extra spider that I'm actually going to put on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and set these things to the side at the moment because I know I want to incorporate all of these things, and I'm going to glue those together in just a little bit. I'm going to do all my gluing all at once. All right, so my little label and everything there. Okay, now for my next one. Oh, what will the next one be? Let's see. Gosh, there's so many amazing ideas, and I'm just trying to decide what I would like to do. I think what we're going to do is make purple dragon hair. Yes, because I mean, look, it looks like little purple dragon hairs. It's perfect. Now, what's really cool about all these extra little potion ingredients is that if you have other little vials laying around your house, you can make even more magical potions, which would be really, really, really fun and very, very cool. All right, I'm just gonna put that in there. I'm really happy with that. Obviously, you can be as creative as you would like, but I really like making the little simple potions because I like my potion ingredients to go as far as possible. So I'm gonna put all of my other little ingredients away when I'm all done, shoving things into my little vials. I'm just gonna push those to the side for the moment. All right, I'm gonna make one more little label for my magical potion. It's gonna be purple dragon hair. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna have space to make a little doodle here. I might just make it, add some little filigrees in here to make it look extra magical and special. Purple dragon. All right. Sometimes like I'll add like little dot groupings all around just to make it look more fun and not so boring. All right. There we are, purple dragon hairs. I'm pretty happy with my fun little label. All right, so that's gonna go there, and then I have my little toppers there. Okay, and then we're not gonna worry about the rest of our ingredients at this point in time. All right, so hopefully you plugged in your hot glue gun, and your hot glue gun hopefully is all heated up and ready to go. Oh gosh, come on, hot glue gun. I hope mine is hot and ready to go too, because if it's not, we're gonna have to wait. Oh yes, it is ready. Excellent. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do here is I'm gonna glue on my label. So I'm gonna actually use hot glue for the backside of my label. You can of course use white glue and that would totally be fine. You don't need to use hot glue to glue the labels on. I just like to because it dries immediately. Just make sure you don't burn yourself because that glue is gonna be really hot and it can make the paper hot too. All right, so I'm just gonna press that down. It's okay if it doesn't adhere all around on all sides because we're gonna drip hot glue on the front of the vial, so it'll come together really nice at the end, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and glue on my other label on tip for my petrified spider web. Oh gosh, I really don't want to get burned. And now I'm making sure that when I put my label on that I'm not blocking out the little spider that I hid in there. Because that's a pretty important part. Oh no, my little spider web ripped at the bottom. Well, that's okay. I'll just cover up that little part there with more hot glue in a little bit. Okay, so now that I have my labels on, it's time to do my toppers for each of my little magical potions. So to do this, what I'm going to do is first I'm gonna make sure all of my sides of my paper, well, I guess it doesn't really need to be ripped more. I thought this was cut, but it's not. So but I want to make sure the most important part is that I can press this on and then it covers the whole top, but also around the sides it's also covered. Now it doesn't have to go all the way down as long as mine is because I'm actually going to be ripping that and trimming it down a little bit, but that we need to make sure that we have enough in place that we can actually wrap our twine around, okay? So I have it sent you with 2 colors of twine. This is actually waxed linen thread, and I'm going to go around once. Whoops. I'm going to go around once and I'm actually going to go around again. That way it's really nice and secure, and I'm kind of pulling that kind of tight. And then I'm going to tie a little knot with my waxed linen. You can really, really pull on this and make it really tight around your vial, because this is waxed linen and it doesn't easily break. I'm going to do a second knot there, so that way it's really nice and secure. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing with my other potion, my purple dragon hair here. Again, I'm going to wrap my little topper down over the top of that, my little paper topper, and I'm going to take my twine, I'm going to wrap it around once, and I'm going to wrap it around a second time, okay? Then, again, I'm going to tie one knot and a second knot to make sure that's really nice and secure. Excellent. All right, now I'm going to rip these just a little bit more just so that I can actually read my label. I don't want to rip too far up because I don't want it to rip into that twine, because then the twine will not hold the little label in place. Yes, oh my gosh, I'm so happy with that. All right, we're going to do the same thing here with this one. Again, just kind of ripping this a little bit smaller. There we are. Perfect. All right, so now we have these little long strings. Of course, you could take a pair of scissors and trim them off if you like, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use my little skewer again, or if you have a little stick you've been using. I'm going to just expose just a little bit of the stick, and I'm just going to wrap my twine around that stick. Okay, you don't want to pull too tight. But you want to do it enough that you kind of creates like a little curlicue around it. And when you pull the little skewer out, you're left with this adorable little curlicue, and it looks absolutely magical for potion making. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love adding curlicues onto magical potions. All right, now for the other one, my petrified spiderweb, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I love making the little curlicues with waxed linen thread because it holds its shape. Waxed linen thread does, and so the curlicues just really add like an element of fun that I just love. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, now for my last little details here, I'm going to do some drippies with my hot glue. It's extremely important at this point in time that if you are a kid watching this video, that maybe you get an adult to help you, but you do not want to get your fingers in the way of the drippy hot glue, because if you do, you will definitely burn yourself, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put my hand up here at the top of my little vial so that I don't accidentally get that hot glue on me. And I'm just gonna put hot glue around the side here of my potion label, all the way around. I'm not covering up the name of the potion with the hot glue, but I am just squirting out hot glue all the way around that. I'm gonna wait approximately 1 minute for my hot glue to dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now on my other one. Do the exact same thing and get that hot glue all the way around the label. Yes, again, not covering up the actual label information, because of course that's the most important part. All right, so we're gonna just wait for that to dry. While we're waiting for that to dry, now we finally get to work with our mica powder. Yes, so exciting. Something you're probably going to need is maybe like another piece of paper or paper towel, something that you can throw away, because mica powder is extremely messy. Now, while mica does occur naturally in the environment, you don't really want to be breathing a lot of this in because we don't really need our lungs to be covered in silver. I mean, maybe you want that, but I don't really recommend it. It's probably not very healthy. But you are also going to need a paintbrush. So when you open this up, mica powder is a very, very fine metallic powder. It is so magical. So if you put your finger in here, you can kind of rub it like this, you can see how shimmery it is. And that's going to be the effect we're going for. So you see there's not really much shimmer in here, it's because you really don't need very much. All right, I believe our hot glue is dry enough for this technique to work. So I'm going to lay this on my paper towel because the hot glue isn't sticky anymore. If it's still sticky, we need to wait a little bit longer, but at this point it should be ready. What we're going to do is we're going to take our paintbrush, we're going to press it into this little bag. Not very much shimmer is going to get onto it. That's okay because it's not like a paint, it's a powder. And you're just going to brush it onto that hot glue. And what's going to happen is the hot glue, for whatever reason, will hold the mica powder in place. And so you don't need to like add any water or anything, you just brush it right onto the hot glue, and it turns that hot glue, the drippy hot glue, into shimmery drippy hot glue. Oh my gosh, look how magical, oh my gosh, it's just fantastic. Ah, I love that, and I can use my finger to kind of brush that little shimmeriness all around. I'm gonna take a moment right now, and I'm actually gonna glue on my little spider, so that will kind of finish off this magical potion. because it just goes perfectly with our little petrified spider web. There happens to be a little bit of spider web bits kind of attached to my spider. I'm actually going to attach a little bit more because I think that looks extra spooky. Yes, oh my gosh, my petrified spider web potion is so cool. All right, now for the purple dragon hairs, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna lay that down here on my paper towel. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get just a little bit of shimmer. And honestly, you're probably not gonna use all of the shimmer by any means for your potions, which means that you actually have left over if you have other glass vials and want to make even more magical potions in your life with the same technique. And again, you just kind of brush it onto that hot glue and it makes it look unbelievably magical and shimmery. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes! Ah, look at that. All right, there we are. My magical potions are all complete. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hope that you had so much fun making your magical potions. I would love to know which magical potions you decided to make because I love my magical potions. I now have purple dragon hairs, petrified spider web, and then of course from earlier, I have my spider legs and petrified ghost. Yes! Oh my gosh, I just love magical potions. Thanks for joining me, friends. Hope you have a magical day. Bye-bye!